All right, good morning, two-stroke turbo fans. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for checking out Stella, the shop dog here, and her little tiny bed. She likes this little tiny bed that belongs to a pug that was donated to the shop. I don't know why. She barely fits in that thing, but she likes it. Kind of like a cat in a cardboard box. That's my shop dog, Stella. She's a Brittany. She's 6 years old now. What are we doing? We're working on cars. That's what we do. This channel's all about that. Typically it's older, kind of broken down cars that we restore. However, every now and then, it seems like it's actually more often than you think, I get something that I just have to kind of talk about, have to show you, because it's so unreal or astoundingly different. I mean, this is not that particularly special of a car. This is a 2010 Subaru Forester. You see them all over the place. They're great cars, but the drama around this car, I don't know what happened, but fell off the wagon, as they say. Still, you get a better look. So this belongs to an older lady, church lady, friend of ours, and some type of domestic abuse happened with her ex-husband. Her ex-husband took a pickaxe, and you see all these green marks here. It's where the point of the pickaxe went in the car. So all around the car, it's been pickaxed. And of course, she called me in a huff, totally didn't know what to do. I mean, there's perforations all over it. It doesn't really bother me that much, but it sure did bother her emotionally. And she thought that water was gonna get in the car and ruin the car. So I believe she followed my advice. The car was totaled by the insurance. She kept the money, and then I'm going to fix and fill these the best I can just to keep water out. So I'll take a drill, I'll sand a little circle, and I'll fill that with Bondo or try to pop that out the best I can all over. So the whole car didn't break any windows, but every panel of the car is damaged. And of course the car, I don't know, I guess it's a $10,000 car maybe, and it's totaled because every panel has damage. Really sad. It boggles my mind, and I don't get into people's stuff, and I whatever, people do what they want, but it's ridiculous. So we're gonna see if we can fix this stuff. I gotta wash the car first. This is a pearl white car. It looks white, but it's pearl white. It is the hardest color to match because it's a triple stage paint, and I am not repainting the car, but I can buff out the deep scratches and probably fill that with fingernail brush and you know, sand it or polish it or whatever, make it look better. And I think that's all she really wants. But what an emotional roller coaster for this poor lady. I don't get it, but it's the world we live in. So that's my job for today. Get this thing washed up, assess it, see if I can get some touch-up paint and fill the holes, and then for therapy, I'm just gonna pet my dog. Stella, you are a goofball. All right, so this is the Subaru that has the vandalized damage. You can see the big gashes in the door there where somebody took a pickaxe all along the car. Little one there, little one there, and all throughout the car. So what I'm gonna do is I got these areas kind of peeled back, air dried, got as much surrounding peeling paint off. The paint's actually in really good shape, but I've got to degrease this and rough it up with the sander a little bit and put a little epoxy primer, white 2K SPI epoxy primer, and I'll just dab it on there all around the hole, and then I'll fill that with Bondo smooth as I can, and then another coat of primer on top of that, and then top coat. That's what she wants. She just doesn't want any holes in her car, and I can't blame her. But I'll fix a couple other ones like this too and fill that. I could probably do something with this, and on and on and on. I don't know if I can do with that and that, but I can do the same to these on this side. They're almost like bullet holes. Okay, so we're working the next day on our bashed Subaru. The first thing we did was we took SPI 2K high build epoxy primer, and we filled it after we cleaned it and sanded the gashes with white primer. That took your eyes off of the bare metal and should seal and protect that. And then where applicable, where there was a hole, actually went through and perforated the panel, I put a dollop of Bondo. And you may think, well, what are you going to do there? Why is that? That's not cool. All she wants is to keep water from intruding the car, and she's okay with some blemishes. The car, I don't think she washes it very often, and it is a pretty pearl paint. So dollop of Bondo on the driver's door in a couple spots. On the hood here, these ones I just filled with, they look like hail, with the primer, the SPI epoxy primer, another dollop of Bondo, another dollop of Bondo, and then when the dollop dries, I simply just took my sanding attachment on my drill and just carefully flattened it out, and that gave it kind of a rough spot. I'm going to reprime this with white, airbrush it on there, and then use some top coat. And yes, there is some denting in the paint or in the body, but I buffed the bottom of the door, the dent that she put in it inadvertently. It's going to be fine. She's going to be happy. Also, where the bumper was cracked back here, I put a little primer in there to just lessen the pop of the black coming through. Went around the whole car and did that. So gotta keep going. Same thing here. I think this is all well and good. Some of you probably don't. And what does my dog think? That's what really matters. Stella, do you care? Everybody out in the YouTube world wants to know what you think. Are you aloof? You're going to be hot today. All right, so we're back to working on the little Subaru with the damage from a pickaxe. And you can see the door's got a few spots on it. So I've epoxy primed, Bondoed, and epoxy primed over the top. I'm going to see how this looks. It's going to be really hard to match this pearl paint. So it doesn't catch your eye, and that's kind of what we're after. You can see there's also a few more on the driver or the passenger door here. I buffed out a dent down here, touch that up. I am using my little detail gun just on half fan or half fluid. Use it like an air gun. Same thing with the hood. You can see there's a couple spots. I will polish this tomorrow once it dries. And driver's door. No more holes per se, but we just have a few spots, and I think that's okay. I could have painted those black, you know, and made a some type of like a Dalmatian dog or zebra. Could have had fun with this, but polished out a lot of the scratches and scrapes. I think I missed this one down here, but it's looking a lot better. It looks a lot better. So poor car. It's pretty dinged up, but at least it doesn't catch your eye, and I think that the owner is going to be much more happy that somebody has just done something. So there you go. You do something still? All right, so the last step to try to bring this vandalized Subaru back to shape is the buffer. And if you just look in the light there, you really can't see, but if you look close, it looks like hail damage. There's a couple spots. It looks tremendously better. The buffing, getting rid of the tree wax, all the blemishes, the dirt. I still have yet to buff around here, so I'll take off some of the overspray from the airbrush. That's the word I'm looking for. I know it's not a match. I don't think I'll ever get it to match. This is a pearl white, and that is just a flat white, but it's protected. The car looks good. I think she's going to be happy. It just looks so much better from 20 feet. Let's stand 20 feet away. About right about here. All that just sort of blends in. Doesn't catch your eye anymore. So this is more like 10 feet. So that's pretty good. I think I'm happy. I hope she's happy. I really hope she's happy. I'm not a miracle worker, but I can patch things up pretty good. And I think that's the case here.